I look like a Barbie doll. I'm not going to show you any single product that I use. I don't want to do product-based content throughout and just like feed you by this, get this, get this. I want you to get the techniques. I want you to stop limiting yourself because you're thinking, oh, I can't do this makeup look because I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. My content is educational. I want you to get out of this video knowing some things. Get your hair wax, the one that you use for edges. This is the one I'm using. I'm just going to dip into there. Whatever loose powder you have. Loose powder is just this powder that if it pours like that, that's a loose powder. You're going to just take some of that and put that on your brow hairs, and the reason is you want to remove excess oil from the brow, because if it has excess oil, that hair wax is not going to stick. Your brows are not going to stick, so you just want to mattify those brows. Push those up and out, up and out, up and out. This side was powdered, this side wasn't powdered. Do you see how shiny this one looks? And this one just looks matte and nice and just ready to be drawn. A very cheap pencil, and mine is sharpened. So just start by filling in the areas that are sparse. Go on the bottom, exactly where my hairs end, and on the top as well. I'm doing very light strokes. Concealer to level that on your hand, and I'm using a flat brush. Here I don't start at the front, almost in the middle, and you just follow where those eyebrow hairs are ending. Start from the bottom here and you blend that downwards, and you come here and you blend that downwards. Here now you drag that remaining concealer into the front. So you see right here, this is a lot more defined, and then as you come here, it's a lot less defined. It's very unnatural for this part of your brow to be very defined. I'm still doing my brows, so as I'm doing that, I'm actually going to prime my face so that I give my skincare and primer enough time to sit. My primer is going to be drying as I continue to do my eyebrows. I'm not just gonna sit and idly wait for my primer to dry. As that is going on, I'm doing my brows. This is my foundation and this is my concealer. You can see the difference. So I'm going to use the same brush actually, and I'm going to drag some of that foundation, make sure I'm not picking up too much, and I'm going to go on the top of my brows. Then you're gonna take your foundation brush and just blend that into the rest of your skin. Don't just leave that one as some line there. I'm just picking up the foundation on the brush, and I want to coat my brush. Blending is starting here and not on your face. Blending is starting on my hand. By the time I go onto my face, all the bristles are evenly coated, so I'm applying as I blend. Coat the brush. In this video, we're talking about technique. Try this with your foundation. I'm gonna blend in here as a last place because I'm still giving my primer enough time to sit. I don't just want to go on top with foundation when my primer hasn't dried yet. So I'll just do every other area except the middle zone, and that is the reason. There's no other reason for that. When everything is well blended out, I can start blending my foundation into the middle zone of my face. For bronzer, you want something that is darker than you. You see that it is darker than me, you can see that. And something that's leaning a bit more warm. You want to blend this first of all into your hairline and also into your foundation. You go in with products, yeah, but you notice I'm going in with layers of product. I didn't just go once with a lot of bronzer and then now I'm struggling to blend it out. I went in, this is my second layer, so I just go with one layer and see, is one layer enough? No, let's go in with the second layer. And then when you have these harsh blend, you see this, a lot of you guys move on to the next step. Just because you put bronzer, you think, okay, I'm good, now let's go into blush or let's go to concealer. No, what the hell is this? Blend it out, please. So you're not going to be able to fully blend it out with a brush that already has product. So you know what you're going to do? Go in with your foundation brush. This does not have any extra product, but it obviously still has some foundation here. So you go over that line with your foundation brush and it will just make it disappear into each other. Like even when I push back, you can see this part of my face is darker, but you can't really see there's a bronzer. Don't do that. Start from my eyebrows, where my eyebrows hairs are starting, that's my mark, and then I go down into my nose. Placement for blush right here, it's lifting my face. Now this lighter blush, I like to put it closer now to my under eye, just so I can have a nice gradient. Concealer, don't start here. Start where I'm starting, okay? You have fine lines here, so you don't want that concealer to just settle in there. I'm also going to use my concealer to kind of lift my eye a little there, so that's why I did that. And I'm also going to do the same thing here. So the placement of my concealer is like an inverted triangle. Like this is the point, and then we go like this and like that. So I do work in triangles. You see, this is an inverted triangle. This right here is an inverted triangle. This right here is an inverted triangle. So work in shapes. If it makes it easier for you to understand, work in shapes. I find these the easiest to blend concealer with. You can use a brush if you like that. You can use a sponge. I'm using mine dry. You start by blending the edges, okay? Start here. And you want to melt this edge into the rest of your makeup. Don't start here because you're going to carry all this product and start taking it to places you don't need that much concealer. So you blend the edges everywhere. You can already see the difference between here and here. This one is melting beautifully into the blush, right? Bring that pink back again. Take the powder puff or whatever you are using to blend your concealer and blend it into the blush. So you have a nice soft blend compared to this side. Do you see this hash line right here? You don't have that on this side. Powder. Now I'm going to coat my brush with this. This is a very fluffy brush. And tap off the excess. Do it again. Tap off the excess. You can also do this with your powder puff if you need a tutorial. There's a tutorial of mine pinned on how I use a powder puff to set my under eyes. You're gonna have this on your hand. Whatever you're using to set, just have it on hand. Do you see that? Don't set your eyes when you look like that. You're gonna blend that out. Make sure everywhere is seamless. Don't overblend at this point. Overblending is actually a thing. If you're vigorously blending, you're going to take away concealer and you're going to leave spaces that don't have the actual concealer. And then when you set with powder, you're actually setting nothing. So you have spaces where there's nothing, and that's how you look like you have patches. So very light taps, and you go in with powder. I'm exchanging. This other hand had the powder, and I start here where my fine lines are. And I'm doing, again, very light taps. I don't want to take away that concealer. Looking up. So you put your mirror up here and you set. Powder bronzer, and you're going to start placing this exactly where you went with cream bronzer. Start on my nose, tapped off the excess, and you start again where your eyebrows are, and most of the pigment is right here. And then when you're moving down your nose, it's kind of using the extra product that was on the brush. So nose contour has a lot to do with right here. This is where that definition is coming from. Do 3 blushes. I'm going to start with this one. I'm holding my brush right here. I'm kind of tapping as I flick up. And then we're going to go into this color. I'm going to flick that. To mix this and this together. Here. You know, there's people who don't like blush. That never made sense to me. I'm going to bake my under eye. I'm gonna tap into this and just start putting the product at the end, and then I blend whatever is left towards the inside. This warm color as eyeliner. I'm just using the lower lash line, like I just followed that lash line and I pulled this out, and then I'm just gonna connect this to that. When you're doing your inner corner, stop drawing imaginary lines. Like, don't draw a line, just follow your natural line. Like, my natural line ends here and this one ends here, and then that's where I end. Stop drawing a line going downwards. It looks off. Okay, don't do that. Just follow your natural lash line. You already have a template. Pressed powder. I'm gonna take this one, mix a bit of this one to sweep off the bake that was there. I should have done this before liner, but oh well. And set that. I'm using my powder puff to just set that. I'm gonna take one of those eyeshadow brushes, blend where they meet. I just want a very light colored base that those colors would sit on. Using this pink, and I put that all over the white that we just did. I take this pink, darker pink, I'm gonna put that on the edges. I'm gonna take this, it's a pink shimmer, it looks white there, but it's pink, and start placing it right here in my corner. I think I should put some of that shimmer right there. Take my powder foundation. Tata Beauty Lash Glue. I can't lie, I think this is one of my favorite looks ever. Honestly, most of the time I actually do after lashes, and I just put enough mascara to blend my natural lashes into the fake lashes. Barbie doll. This is the final look. Let me show you what my makeup looks like up close. Up close you can see I'm actually wearing quite an amount of makeup. If you want to buy the products that I can recommend, you can go ahead and do that. I would highly recommend you to do that because I am a professional makeup artist, and at this point I only use products that do something for my makeup. I don't just buy things anymore. I don't just buy things because people are recommending it. Is it good? After you watch this technique based tutorial, I can post the same tutorial with the products and show you how to use them.